Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Elemental Evan Show. On today's Wellness Wednesday episode, I am honored to have on the very special guest, Tony Espigares. He started out as a meditation practitioner for himself and has grown into a meditation teacher. He has videos on YouTube and where he provides these free meditation videos to you at no cost, and they are in Spanish, so you do need to speak Spanish to tune in. But nonetheless, let's welcome on Tony Espigares.
Thank you, Ivan, for having me. It's a pleasure to have a little chat with you. It's my first meeting. It's my first interview in English, so it's a pleasure to share a little my knowledge.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be able to be the conduit that allows you to share your knowledge in the English language. So really happy to
Cool.
have you on, Tony. And to give our listeners a better idea of who you are, we're going to just do a round of rapid fire questions, about 4 to 5 questions.
Cool.
So to kick it off, where are you from?
I'm from Spain. Um, yeah, from the south of Spain. I live in different country, but I'm from Spain.
Awesome. And are you currently based in Spain as well right now?
Yeah, I used to live 8 years in UK, but recently, like 2 months ago, we moved to the south Spain in Malaga. Lovely, lovely place. Really, really happy to move here again. So we back. We back. We're really pleased.
That's awesome. I know we were talking a little bit about how you're happy to have some sunshine again, which
Yeah,
definitely it plays a big role.
yeah. To compare with UK, it's raining a lot, and the culture is a little bit different. But I'm really pleased to come walk a little bit in the beach in the afternoon or run in the sunset or really early in the beach. So it's a gift for me.
That's amazing, Tony. Yeah. No, I live by the beach as well, and I'm enjoying it a lot for sure.
Yeah,
Uh
definitely.
and then let's see, what is your favorite book?
So a couple of years ago, I started to read Supernatural. It's a book of Dr. Joe Dispenza. But the most important thing for me, I have my second baby. I have a son. And I used to read when I sleep with him like 7 o'clock in the morning. My wife have it breastfeeding in the whole night, so I give a little rest. So I have like an amazing moment to holding him and I'm reading the book. So the connection of the emotion and the reading was amazing. So I really highly recommend reading with that really good emotion when you're reading. So it helps better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that book on its own is an amazing book. It's the one Joe Dispenza book that I have read. I would love to read his other books, but yeah, being able to share an experience like that with a book that you're reading is quite a treat and definitely going to make any book much, much better, you know?
Much better, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see, what's your favorite quote?
It's a little bit tricky because I normally have different one in Spanish, but I will say I wouldn't I wouldn't say a proper quote, but I say we are energy, and it depends about where you how we move this energy, we can create different thing in the whole life. So I'm quite obsessive now to connect with this unity or this goal or this camp of feel or whatever. So I became quite obsessed to reading about it because it's amazing. So it's not a quote, but it's what it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a lot of the times quotes are, inspirational, like words to live by. And absolutely, I think that is your own quote. It's something to inspire you and others and to live by that, because definitely energy is understanding energy and the fact that like pretty much everything is energy is very important. So I love that, Tony. That's awesome. And then I wanted to ask actually, what like how did you come to your meditation practice? Did you take a class on meditation and kind of learn, oh, like come into it that way, or was it something that you just fell upon and tried out one day?
I gonna like 7 8 years ago I lost everything. I lost my house, I lost my company, I became broken. So I moved to Brazil, and in this dark moment, I think I do a click in myself. So in this difficult moment, I start to read a lot, like became obsessing to reading, because I don't understand how some people have success and how another uh, everything looked really badly for them. So for many different years, start to reading, I start to become better, I start to pay my debt, and I moved to Spain, I moved to UK, I meet my wife, still reading, but I didn't practice everything I was reading. So 2 years ago, I created a YouTube channel to myself. I say, I'm gonna do an experiment. I'm gonna start recording things. What the only thing I want is have like a memory videos to myself. I never thought uh, like I'm gonna have like 30 or 40 people listen every single night my meditation. That's what happened now. No? So I recording a random, if the people coming to see me in any of the YouTube video, in the first one, I recording a random video and I say, hello, I'm going to do an experiment. This is me. And I'm going to do that. And I recording a meditation about Dr. Joe Dispenza because I went to an event. I listened to an event online, and the translation, Spanish meditation translation, it was two girls with no emotion. They was doing the job literally, but I thought, okay, I need something with more deep. So I recorded the meditation to myself and I upload in the YouTube channel, and became quite crazy because I have thousands of views in the daily basic, and a lot coming, and a lot um, subscribers. I said to my wife, this is a little bit crazy. So I start to study a lot more about meditation and start to do more meditation because the people connecting very well with my voice and my energy. And this is the way I start to practice to myself, because in the beginning I was doing it to myself, but now the channel is more for the people than for me.
Mm-hmm. No, I really enjoy that, because when you do something, you weren't looking to exploit this, it was just, like you said, it was a practice for yourself, and
Yeah.
people aligned with, like you said, your energy, because truthfully, that's what it is. When I was shown your videos, which, by the way, you're the very first meditation video that I've done in Spanish. Spanish is a second language for me. So it's actually a little difficult sometimes for me because I focus too much on the words and the translation.
It's
But
happened the same for me when I do in English.
yeah, so, and nonetheless, I don't see very many Spanish meditations. So I think that's really awesome that you're able to bring that to the Spanish speaking community, which is super large, and needs that practice. So really, really cool. And absolutely, I do agree that there are some people who are, amazing meditation practitioners for their own personal practice, and then there's some people that are really, really good at guiding people into meditations, whether it's, just the quality of your voice and how it sounds, or your ability to create imagery, or just, guide someone through a meditation. And I think you have that, Tony. Well,
Thank you.
obviously
Thank
you
you.
have it because you wouldn't have such a popular channel. But that's
Thank
really
you.
neat. I didn't know that was how you had come to the meditations. And do you think through these meditations, that is kind of how you moved from, this really low point in your life to, this prosperous point in your life?
Definitely. Basically, the channel helped me to become a little bit obsessed to learning and practice. And this is quite funny, because when you read a book, you normally maintain like 5% of the book. But when you read a book and you tell the book somebody, you maybe have 20% of the book. But when you teach the book, when you practice the book, that's what happened to me, because I need to have the knowledge, study the knowledge, and share the knowledge with the community. You have 19% of the knowledge, and I start to practice in my daily basics. So I want to become like these people. If I want to be abundance, I want to be with inspiration, with freedom, with prosperity, with many different yet. And before I didn't have it, so I start to practice in my daily basis. Before of the channel, I used to meditate it. And what I was looking for was passion, because I don't want to. I was having a glass of wine with my wife in the garden, and I said, "Baby, I don't want to have like a normal life. I want to have a extraordinary life." So I have a really good life. I have my two kids, really good salaries, working for an international company. But I want more. I want to be with a purpose, inspire. So I start to, before the channel, I start to meditate with intention for the fuel and bring with my heart passion. And the life or the universe bring me a YouTube channel, which is pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's incredible. And, I think when it comes to meditation, like you were saying, you started just doing this practice a lot. Like you started really putting the practice in to your daily routine. And I think that's where a lot of people, they don't see the results because they don't have the consistency, right? And so, especially with meditation, I look at it a lot in terms of like with health. When I'm working with someone and they're not seeing results, it's usually because that person is not putting in the work, right? Like they're not sitting down in terms of meditation, sitting down and doing the meditation. But if it's, getting a better body, then it's not eating the right foods or working out. But with meditation, especially, you have to, if we're talking about manifesting like a new future, then, as we were saying, you need to create this emotion every single day. You need to envision that future, and you need to really put that into practice day in and day out. And obviously that's what you've been doing. And I think being able to teach it as well is a great way for you to be consistent and constantly do your practice as well.
Definitely, definitely. As you mentioned, the people have a big dream and they believe of this dream. They don't need the dream happen. They knew they're gonna happen. And I love Nelson Mandela. He's been in jail for many different years, and another person will believe the jail really like contaminate, like fighting, like I can't believe I didn't do anything. I've been in jail for many different years, but he has a big dream. He wants to be the president for his country, and he became, because he believed it, and he has a big dream, and he did it, and he built this belief inside of the jail in a daily basis. And it's when you do that, when everything is really bad in your environment, but you still to believe you can do different amazing thing, is when the miracle happen. Because it's not normal. Today I'm speaking with you in the opposite life, in the opposite, in another country, in English. And if you told me 3 years ago, I say, what? I'm gonna start to speak with a random guy with a podcast. He gonna make me an interview. I will say, are you joking?
Yeah.
But that's what happened.
Yeah, it's really wild, some of the things that can happen when you start doing these manifestation practices. And some of them are things that you don't even think would happen, but once you start creating that elevated emotion and drawing in that future to you, wild things can happen. And so in terms of doing a manifestation practice, what does that usually look like for you? How do you manifest on a daily basis, or just in general? What are your manifestation meditations like?
Um, I have last week I have an interview in Spanish, and the guy asked me some question. I always love to say we always manifestating. We, in the way we thinking, the way we feeling, we create a magnetic field, and this is like a broadcasting. It's like a signal. It's like if you are a radio, you are in a symphony. You sending a sign and you bring situation to your body. You knew somebody, everything is back to them. They need to pay more. If they have a little more money, they need the car is broken, or And you know, another kind of people is like, it's like flow. Everything is good. Um, the job coming to them. They don't need to have too much effort. They are way early, do the exercise. I say, oh my God, it's totally, and they can be the same guy, but one is the luckiest and the other is the bad luck. So when you want to manifestate new thing in your life, you need to start to take note about what you're thinking in the program, in the automatic pilot you are. And when you start to realize you have a different kind of thinking, really not really great, and this kind of thinking create different feeling in your body, like frustration, like anger, like um, depression, like all this bad emotion. And in the daily basic, this emotion, they are automatic in your body, because normally we're thinking we control all life, but it's not true. You know when you want chocolate, you know when you want a beer, you know, because your body send the chemical to your brain to say a little chocolate. It's 5 o'clock, I want something sweet. But do you know this is absolutely normal and it's absolutely fine. But when it's frustration or is depression or is anxiety or is nervous or is other emotion the body is contained for many different time, because you're feeling and thinking the same time, that's the problem. So to manifestate, you need to become a new human being. You need to start to meditate, stop your eyes, connecting with your new future, with the elevated emotion you mentioned before. Gratitude for me is the best. I away in the earliest now, and my meditation is to feel grateful, because you are open to the universe. Bring me thing. I don't know what, but it's good thing. And when you start to change your thinking and feeling in the daily basic, in the daily base, everything gonna change. Obviously, the meditation help you to regulate the chemic, but you need to maintain and sustain this chemical in the whole day, and it will happen. It will happen. It will happen, because if you practice the meditation and you repeat the motion, because before, when I start to do the channel, I normally do 1 hour meditation in the morning and 1 hour meditation in the before to go to bed. But now, Ivan, I don't need to do this 2 hours meditation. I do because I love it. But if I'm driving to pick it up the kid, or if I'm doing something like cleaning or cooking or in a meeting with my team because I'm working, I connect with my heart. I open my heart, feeling grateful, feeling joy, and I don't need to meditate because I know the feeling. I know my new future. And then in my normal basic day, I'm watching a little bit Netflix. I don't watch it too much because I don't have much time recently with all this kind of thing. But if I'm watching, I open my heart. I said, oh my God, this is new for me. And this is what I want in my new selves. This is the new connection. This is my new personality I create since 2 years ago, not really long ago. So for manifest day, it's important, practice and repeat and memorize this new feeling and new thing.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely it. When Joe Dispenza says remembering the future, I think that's literally what you were just saying.
Yeah,
It's really remembering what you can remember is the emotions, right? What you can feel in that moment. And like you were mentioning, the gratitude. I think gratitude is so powerful because it's being thankful for something that you've received or an experience that has happened. And I know Dr. Joe Dispenza has said that when you do that and you feel grateful for something in the future, even though it's not here yet, you're creating that emotion already of like receiving that. And I think that's really powerful. I try to always create that gratitude, that sense of gratitude, like, in the heart center, feeling very open and a lot of love in the morning to start your day. For one, it just also leads to a better day because you're in a good mood,
definitely.
right, to start your day off. And I also think that when you start to shift your mind, like if you stop trying to just think about the things that you want in life, but rather who is the person that's going to receive that? Like what person do I need to be to receive that? Well, if I want, a future where I'm doing the job I love, making the money that I want to make, helping the people I want to help, then I'm going to feel really grateful and happy and excited to be able to do those things. And I think if you
That's
start creating that emotion now, when you go step out the door and go talk with anyone, you're going to, exude that kind of a feeling, and people are going to be drawn to that. It's like your dream job. Someone might have that position for you, but if they see you in a coffee shop and you're just all down and angry and, you don't want to talk to anybody, that's never going to present itself to you. But if you go in there and you're, hey, how's it going? And connecting with them, that job is probably going to present itself to you.
another important thing, Ivan, is when you feeling so deep in your heart, you don't need it outside. You don't need this dream job you want because you're feeling inside of you and you don't have any, how do you say in English? Apego is in Spanish when you don't have any, um, you doesn't mind if you get it or you don't have it because you're feeling. So when you practice that in a daily basis, when you feel abundance in a daily basis, you feel freedom and you start to valorate other things. You start to you see the abundance in another. Yes, and the people when uh, we went the other day to a big land and the one guy gave us like 3 kilos of tomatoes, 2 kilos of pear, different fruit, not like juicy and perfect with no chemical. And I said, because you start to change your whole way you see the life. So um, it's amazing because everything in you start to change. As you mentioned, you need to become a new person. And this happens as well with the habit. The people want to lose weight, the people want to change the habit. It's not about to repeat or be constant or persuade with different new things. No, it's if you want to change your habit, you need to become a healthy guy. You need to do exercise, not because it's good for your body. You need to start to eat good food because it's not for lose weight. It's because you became a new human being.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way you change your habit and you change your feeling and you change your emotion and you change everything on you. And it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's super good. I definitely always, I recommend to so many people to do meditations, even if it's not for manifesting, but just to bring peace of mind and
Definitely.
yeah, and like you said, feeling whole without feeling the need to go acquire something outside of you, and realistically, if it's like people say, it's like once you have money, doesn't mean that it's going to solve all of your problems. You're still going to have problems. And so if you're not happy now, getting the money isn't
Definitely.
necessarily going to make you happy, right? So you have to find the happiness now. And I think meditation's huge in doing that. And you're leading that.
And another thing about the meditation is about to know you a little bit deep, to go different way you never experience yourself. Is you need to connect with your shadow, with your light, to harmonize this kind of the shadow and light in your body. So meditate, honestly. If I will recommend somebody something is just shut the door, shut the eyes, and start to connect and open your heart. Because when you open your heart and you start to open your flower, the creativity start to, you are more active, you want to do more things. Now I feel I find my purpose. I awake in the morning, focus on what I'm gonna do, in the way I'm gonna do, in the way I'm gonna create. Before, when you live in survival model, like 70, 80% of the whole population live running away because they're living in this stress automatic pilot. But when you stop it a little bit and you observe yourself in a daily basis, this is for me is the first step to change, observe. And you think, oh, I don't reacting in the same way with my kids. Now I feel like I have somebody behind of me. If I'm so angry, I say, shh, because I try to connect with my heart before to say something to my kids in the way I react into that. Um, So when you control all your emotion, all your thinking, all your feeling, everything start to change. And all the problem you used to have it, your perception is totally different. There are no problem, there are situation, and you fix looking for solution for this situation.
Yeah, no, it's so good, Tony. Dropping a lot of knowledge bombs here.
So I'm talking a lot even in English.
No, it's awesome, Tony. You're doing an amazing job. And I wanted to definitely include because the whole reason I have this podcast is always to provide people with actionable steps and tools that they can use in their life right now to change their health, change their mindset, whatever it may be. And so in terms of meditation, I would love to hear, a little piece of advice for maybe someone who is interested in trying meditation and then someone who is already practicing meditation, but maybe wants to take it a step further.
For me, the most important thing about the bits of advice I can give somebody is to try don't when the people think I used to have a lot of conversation with people. I can meditate, my brain don't stop to thinking. I is thinking all the time. So the secret is stop to thinking and is feeling. So normally when we're living in this survival model, we are pay attention to the material life. We live in this dual life, in the separation life. But when you open you attention, you open your attention to feel around to you, the space in front of you, behind of you, in the top of you. When you open to sense, your brain can think. It's feeling. It's feeling. And when you start to feeling behind of you, in front of you, you wave.
Brain wavelengths.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
But start to go down and start to go to alpha, and if can go down, can go to zeta. And in zeta, your body is asleep, but you are a little away. And this is the perfect moment. And when you are there and you open your heart with elevated emotion, with gratitude, and the people say, how I can feel gratitude? I say, look, I can feel gratitude to having a hot shower, because maybe the 30% of the population I can have hot shower. If I'm going to India or another South Africa, another country, maybe I'm really privileged to have a hot shower. So I can feel grateful only with this. I can be grateful only to sleep in my bed. I can be grateful to have a house or a car outside. So when you start to remember how lucky we are to live in the country, in the situation we are, and you start to remember this kind of thing and don't put focus in the negative thing, in the complaint thing, in the all the bad thing, you start to change. So the big advice to people who meditate, feeling. They need to be a professional of feeling.
Yeah.
Sorry, I speak too much.
No, Tony, honestly, I think that's probably going to wrap it up, because that's perfect. I think, I was thinking of like advice that I would give, but that's actually one of the best pieces of advice I think you could possibly give, because even myself personally, my deepest meditations have been when I really just focus on bringing my awareness to body sensations and really just being focused on that, because that really allows me to get out of my mind, stop with all the crazy thoughts of the day, and just be in the moment. And it's like pretty much, the best piece of advice.
When you are in the present moment, when you are observing yourself, you are in the present moment, and you used to be conscious about your unconscious mind. And this is another thing is amazing. Other bit of advice, if you allow me, is to meditate in community. The energy you're feeling in the community is absolutely amazing. It's incredible. I did a challenge meditation for 7 days with more than 50 person. And honestly, the people cry, the people send me messenger like, Tony, I never feel something like that. And other thing is try to have a little knowledge about why I need to feel it, to understand what's going on in your brain and in your body. If you have knowledge, you can. And the last one, if you allow me, is
Yeah.
give up. Give up. Don't, the people try to control. You need to jump into your analytic mind. Just give up. Just feeling. Give up to the sensation. Try to observe your body and enjoy the present moment. Don't try to control anything, because if you want to control more, you are losing. What you need to is chill out, relax, give up to this intelligent living you and around you, and connecting with this unified field or God or unity or whatever everyone, Buddha, or, there are many names.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, Tony, these are excellent pieces of advice for meditating and ways to deepen the practice and to get out of your head. So I think that was perfect, Tony. Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Maybe we'll have to do a second part to this if we feel drawn to share more of your wisdom. And
It will be a pleasure.
yeah, aside from that, Tony, I'm extremely grateful to have you on this show. It's been a pleasure to connect with you. I've obviously been listening to your videos, but now to actually get the one-on-one talk with you has been incredible. So before we end off here, I always love to allow the guest to share where you can be found, where you can connect with people, and yeah, any just last words you want to share.
Well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. I want to apologize for different kind of mistake. I normally speak Spanish most of the time, so it's a bit difficult sometimes. But to close, the people can find me in YouTube is Tony Espigares Vida Extraordinaria. Is Extraordinary Life and my name. And they have podcasts, Instagram, website, everything is Tony Espigares. So they can find me in different way. And if they speak Spanish, I will love they being around and listen to me a little bit.
Amazing, Tony. Yeah, and we'll be sure to link all of the links and where they can find you, Instagram, YouTube, all the good stuff. So I'll have that in the show notes for everyone who's interested in that. And aside from that, Tony, thank you so much, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure.
no, absolutely. I appreciate it. And I look forward to staying in touch, Tony.
Definitely.
All
It's
righty.
a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tony. Everybody, you guys know the deal. It's do everything with good intentions and connect to your elements, and peace.